Cheryl. There we go. Okay. So this is where it looks like it runs for a bit, then it blips and then it runs back.
Waiting for Coach Kate. Oh, see, live chat. It comes up. See?
Yeah.
Can you do this?
Can you? Oh, and then you can comment at the bottom?
I think so.
Okay. See if I see it here. I think there's like a time delay of like 60 seconds. Or maybe that's in between each individual chat. See how it restarted?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's usually, then it pops
Oh,
on.
there we go.
Neat, eh?
So then I just.
Oh, see, I have.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's almost instant. Too.
Okay. So Cheryl was just.
Let me check voices.
Yeah. Cheryl was just
Yeah,
commenting
we're good.
on the live chat just to see if it was working. So it's like underneath, especially on. Let's pick up that side to match the other one. Okay. So on the base, it just says chat.
Yeah, it says live chat. So when I called up, because when you go to subscribe and it says upcoming, I clicked on that and the chat opened up right away.
Yeah, I think it's the subscription thing that makes it like.
I think if you subscribe, maybe
it might be a little bit easier to comment. So that might be some of the issues too. We wanted to come in a little bit earlier. Personally, I'm tired today.
I'm sore too.
Are you sore?
Yeah.
I feel a little bit. I think that's where the fatigue's coming from too, though. Like the muscles are repairing.
Yeah.
I did not want to get out of bed today, which is not common. Like I could have just stayed in bed. Yeah. Yeah. And every night I'm just exhausted by that point. Yeah. So I'm just thinking it's just we're getting back into exercise now. So next week's going to be way better.
I think we bring it when we're going, but
I think so too. I'm wondering, hard. For those of you who have been doing 5 days that may have took a little bit of a break, like how are you feeling? Because we're going to have to bring it because it's legs today. Yeah. There's not very many. Say it again.
It's a big one.
It is a big one. There's not very many exercises. I just want to show you about the bands.
If you're on now, just listen, but also start to stretch. Oh, we're fuzzy.
What's that?
We're good again.
What happened?
We were fuzzy.
Oh.
Completely fuzzy.
Okay.
It didn't like you leaving.
Oh. Here? This is us thinking around with the lights. It's like you get so.
Someone else just commented.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I can't see anything because I was just looking at a light. Oh, it's Steph. Hey, Steffi. Steffi's on. She can comment now.
Nice.
Perfect. Steph, we're just on a little bit earlier just because we're saying like we're tired, we're sore. So we're doing a little bit of a stretch. I just want to show you about the bands. We're going to warm up with some squats, some high knees, some movement just to kind of get range of motion going on. We'll give you some options, right? That'll be the first round. Then we're moving into a big 4-pack series that only has 2 movements. So the lunges, again, this is really for our friends who are using the bands because you need to make sure that your tension is adjusted. So these ones work so I could actually feed through and then I put little knots. So for the lunges, you're going to have to shorten up that band just because there's not a lot of range of motion and there's only 1 foot on the band. So we will start with the right foot. That means that you're going to step into the center of the band with your right foot. Make sure your back is straight before you pull up because you're getting tension right away. We'll set up into the lunges and I'll cue us all on what those lunges should look like. Make sure your shoulders are here and not getting pulled forward. The second movement will be a tip over. What's going to happen is Cheryl's going to work on balance on the wall. I will use the chair. So I'm going to keep the handle in my hand, okay? And then I'm going to be facing you in a different direction. My right foot stays in place on the band for the lunge and for the tip over. My right hand has this as well. I'll move this here for a second. So what's going to happen is you're going to forward fold, and I knew I was going to hit my foot on here. Let me move this here. I'm super slow today. No joke, man. I'm usually springing out of bed.
Coffee, doing nothing.
I'm springing out of bed, bringing coffee. But so you're up. My right foot has the band. My right hand has the weight, dumbbell or band handle. Hips face forward. You come down. So that's not the hard part. The hard part is pulling up and through to bring the tension back up. So you're going to have to adjust to see how much or how little band you need under that right foot so you get that push and pull. Not my favorite using the bands for that type of movement, but you can absolutely be effective in it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you had a dumbbell, I would choose dumbbells. You can absolutely do it with bands. I personally don't get as big a bang for my buck with it. It's a range of motion thing. It's a tension of the band thing. I definitely still felt my muscle groups. Okay. I'm just always going to be honest with you. Right. So we do that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's going to be a big chunk of our workout today. And then we're going to move into some sumos. Again, the lunge tip over band is short. The sumo band is long because the foot position is super wide. You're going to be stepping right out close to where those handles are, right? Hinging down. And then we're standing up. Now the handles are going to come from behind because the knees have to drive over the toes. Okay, so your handles are behind you in the sumos, not in front of you. So just make sure. I just wanted to run through a little bit because I know once we get into it, like those small critiques on technique, they can get lost because we only have 15 seconds. So we usually talk about bands if we're coming on a little bit earlier. So if you're not using bands, you can just fast forward us if you're doing the hashtag replay and just bring yourself to the actual workout. So again, the bands are here, one shorter one longer one. So it's going to be a great exercise series today. If you are having trouble with freestanding exercises, meaning doing stuff without supports, why don't you grab a chair? You can do some chair sits with your squats if you need somewhere to marker off with, and you can even do that if you need to with your sumos. Okay, so there's ways to mitigate. You'll see Cheryl going down pretty low probably in some of these movements. If you can't get down that low, that's fine. Just work whatever range of motion feels good to you. You're probably going to get sore tomorrow if you have been doing legs either way, because there's just a lot of volume in this leg program.
And a lot of what we've been doing all week requires your legs. Like I find that just even stabilizing.
Yeah,
I'm just sore in some of them.
Oh my God, my phone is black and the bench is black and I couldn't see my phone on the bench. That's so funny. It's 10:15. We have to get started.
Yep.
So we're going to start with a warm up. You can either do squats or high knees. Okay, Cheryl's going to show you the squats and I'm going to show you the high knees. There's no bands. There's just coffee. There's just, you can hold your coffee if you want extra weight.
It was delicious.
I'm going to be coming back to that. Right. So high knees, you could pull your knees up in towards your armpits. You can drive them straight forward if you want. Right. If you wanted to make this into a more of a plyometric move, you could jump and hop. Again, these are warm-up moves, right? Hey, some people may have been on a treadmill already. You can crosshatch. Is it Wednesday? Oh my, I don't think I survived. I never recovered off that Wednesday. Right. So again, we're just moving. Make sure, I'm going to transition here. If you are doing squats, your heels are under your hips or shoulders, a little wider if you're having trouble. Shift your hips back, right? Bend the knees, and then the knees go out over the toes. So that's, what's that?
Oh, sore already.
Okay. So she gave me pineapple today, Kelly, but it wasn't dehydrated.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday, I hear the program replaying.
Toes out,
cooking our protein,
chest up.
She's down here giggling to herself. She comes up, she's like, "We are so funny." Like we don't realize how I think we're talking to each other. We're doing it, but
because like
I was dying.
That's the thing, and it's not even like, oh, I enjoy our sense of humor. It's not like something like that. It's like we just converse in a way that we converse.
Yeah.
Like we don't hear it in the moment.
No.
I'm not laughing. Well, I mean, sometimes I laugh, but it's just because like something's funny's happened. But I was just listening to the way that we talk to each other.
Yeah.
And it just got me. I'm like, is that how we talk to each other?
She's laughing. It was so funny. Like, what are you laughing at? Of course, so funny.
And it's not even content. It's just the way that we actually communicate.
Yeah.
That's round 2. I'm already sweating.
I'm out of breath.
I'm out of breath too. These 5 days, buddy, we've been doing 6 days or 6 weeks at 4 days. And then we took 3 weeks off. We deserve to pant. The big thing about squats, and I just saw this in a new person when I was at Elmont this week. I set them up for some squats. She was new to the class. She did this.
Yeah.
She totally did toes front forward. And I'm like, spread your legs, woman. That's where I'm just testing the waters to see if we were going to get along, right? And she was like, she started laughing. I'm like, okay. So anyways, we had 2 new people this week. Oh, they were good. They were so much fun. You want to make sure that you're not folding forward. That's another thing that a lot of people do when they squat. It's like they're looking at the ground. Okay, we talked about this before. When you forward fold and squat, it hits more glute, but I really just want to work on technique and posture. You feel like you have to. I'm like, you got to breathe, man.
It's just squats.
Ooh.
It's hot down here.
Wait, it's warm. It's warm. It's going to be like, what, 27? Knees out over toes. If you want to start to move it up, Steffi, just kind of push out the speed. And to whoever else is online right now, lots of people, I bet, they're probably maybe on day 2 or 3 right now. They're just kind of mitigating through. It's a lot to jump back into that full 5 days back to back to back to back. I love that you're using the 7 days of the week to get through the 5. Okay. Up and through. The thing is, like, we're always going to be honest. These programs take a little bit of mitigating to get back into.
For us, we just have a commitment to be here.
Absolutely, right?
We said, nah, we're going to start at day 2.
Where's Kate? Where's Cheryl? Well, they're doing lunges right now. So we talked about what the lunge looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my right foot forward, left foot back. Okay. You can do weighted or non-weighted. Non-weighted to start. Chest is up. We want you to hinge your back knee as low as you can. Just make sure that your front knee stays over your front ankle. I just straightened out my front foot too. A lot of the time people deke their toes in like this, right? So you want to make sure that your foot is running front forward, best you can as well on that back foot. A lot of the time people have issues in their hips and that back leg starts to deviate out. We want to try as best we can. Inhale to exhale to try and keep those feet running forward. And if you're finding a balance is your problem, go wider with your feet, meaning not front forward, front back, but actually put space so they're not running so tight, right? In that nice straight line. So that's burning already. I'm just being very mindful of my coffee right now. My right foot forward is on the band. This is the tip over. Okay, I'm standing up with bent knee. I'm going to kick Cheryl's wall. Sorry. It's the coffee. I love you all, but hell's to the no. I'm not spilling coffee. I will drag that chair. So when we're doing this, we want to make sure that we're not elevating our hip. So the left leg is the one that's lifting on us right now. The right foot is on the ground. The right hand has the handle or the dumbbell. There's a lot that goes on this exercise. Okay, you got to roll your shoulder back because that weight is going to try and pull your arm forward. Now, after all of that, could you please drive power through your heel? So as you stand up, go to your heel. And as you stand up, can you contract your glutes, but don't hyperextend your lower back? Next 2 rounds for me looks the same. Next 2 rounds for you looks the same. She didn't start with weight on the right. She's not starting with weight on the left. Left foot forward, right foot back, chest up, hinge your back knee, and then stand up and through. Now, is your heel elevating off the ground? Right. So if you feel it's very hard to keep your front knee over the heel, chances are you might be doing a very condensed squat. Okay, so you might have to push that leg a little bit further back. Inhale to exhale. Nice. Love the bands for the lunges. For the lunges, absolutely, because it's the same thing. Like you get your tension at the bottom, and then when you stand up and through, it really builds. Okay. And I am just using kind of a middle weight band on this one. If I pulled out the big purple ones, this would be a banger to try and push up and through. Left foot is going to stay. I will pick up the chair. Left foot is going to stay on the band, trying to mimic. Okay, so look at me. Bend at the knees, chest up, right leg, right hand, and then pull up and through. I'm going to put a little bit more tension. You got her. Okay, so what am I going to tell you? I'm going to tell you that after we're done this, we're down 1 of 4 rounds on this series. So what's our goal? Well, our goal is absolutely, have some fun, no injuries. So we have to really talk about technique, especially on legs, because there's so many moving parts, okay? The hips stay level. So make sure that the right leg, as it comes up to the ceiling, doesn't open up at the hip. Keep the hip down to the floor. The weight does not go onto your toes of the left. It is sitting in the back of your left heel, and your right leg, the one that's elevating, should go up tall, and then you pull up and through, okay? I'm gonna put the band away. I'm gonna grab a dumbbell. Lunges, right? That's what we're doing. I'm gonna try some 10s. Okay. So I'm gonna go left foot forward, or right foot forward, left foot back, hiding behind a chair. Right there. I think you can see the most important parts right now. So the most important part, the one that I get so gnarled on, is the front knee, okay? I want that front knee right over that ankle, and I want you to keep continuing to look at the big toe of the foot that is in the front. So right now, that is our right foot. When you come down to the lowest spot, take a peek over your right kneecap. Can you see your right big toe tip? Okay, the answer is yes or no. Answer is yes. Perfect. The answer is no. Your knee's coming too far forward and it's blocking that toe, okay? Inhale to exhale. Put it back into the right heel. There we go. I'm going to keep these 10s here because I got to do the same thing on the left side. Now, I love tip overs. I'm going to go for some 25s on this bad boy. Am I too close? Nope. Right here. Right, the shoulders up, right foot on the ground, right hand has the dumbbell, stretch, and then pulling up and through. So what we're focusing on is here when you pull up and through. Cheryl's got a great angle. You can see that nice straight back. Inhale to exhale. You got her. So if you are very flexible, we're doing a little bit of a blur here. I think I'm too close this time, but that's okay. It's much better. It's much better. We have our eyes set on the Canadian Tire flyer every week, don't we, Harold?
Yeah.
Halogen lights are on sale. Go! We're gonna have eyesight damage from all of these lights blaring in our faces. No, we won't. I'm just kidding. Up and through. I'm keeping the 25. Okay, I'm gonna go put this over. I'm gonna grab some coffee because I'm looking at it. I know leg day is not a day where we can tell stories because there's like so much. Left foot forward, right foot back. Oh, look at me. I'm snuggling in with you here. So again, push through your left heel. We have the range of motion where our kneecap's going right to the floor. If your range of motion is here, maybe you have to hold the movement because that's where you're at today. Perfect. Big Friday. Big Friday. I don't think Cheryl's said one word.
There's no airspace.
Am I going for it?
Yeah, you're going for it. I'm just doing.
I'm going to be quiet now.
No, that doesn't work that way. See, this is just awkward for everybody.
I'm going to put these 10s back because I'm not going to use those on the next round for my right side. But I am going to grab my 25. I'm going to bend at the knees, not at the back. Left foot on the floor. I got to punch it back a bit. I'm going to confuse this camera. Chest up. Right foot comes up for a big stretch. Lead up with your head. Okay. Right heel comes up to the ceiling. Lead up with the back of your head. Okay. See where Cheryl's ponytail is? It is that portion of your head that leads up. And again, we're using the wall as support. Single leg tip overs here, hitting the hamstring, the glute, the low back. Hoping that your backs feel good from the...
What I used to do
Yes?
is try to touch the ground. So I'd let my arm go.
Oh.
Figuring that was going to be better, like
Oh,
deeper.
yeah.
So now that you've corrected me.
Yeah.
Even coming here because I'm holding the position in my shoulder, not letting it fall.
Yeah.
Is the right way to do it.
Yeah. And the thing is too, the ones that are hyper flexible, I'm going to put this guy back. Can I borrow a 35 next round?
Yeah, that's
nice. I'm going to grab some 15s for round 3 for lunges. She's not doing lunges with those 35s, is she? Right foot forward, left foot back. You doing some shoulder stacking?
Yeah, just for different.
Right on. So she's got her dumbbells on top of her shoulder. This is a thing because the placement of them actually, excuse me, black coffee burp, sits a little bit bigger over the hips and glutes. So the weight may shift into the glutes a little bit more than holding them at the sides. It's a great way, especially if you're using those heavy dumbbells, to take a break from the grip. It's also a great way to disengage, because right now there's a lot of things working to make sure that, like what Cheryl was saying, that the shoulders are up, that they're not getting pulled down to the floor.
Well, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Have to stay balanced.
You have to stay erect, right?
Yeah. So if you have trouble with that, if your back wants to pull,
yep,
this would probably be the best.
I'm gonna grab a 35.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So right foot on the ground, left foot elevate. Move this over a little bit. Roll your shoulder back. Tip at the hips so you feel that stretch, and then pull up and through. Now, again, this is my third time at this story. Don't worry, it usually stays in my head and I get to it. If you are very, very, very flexible, sometimes I've elevated clients off the ground with a step. What I say though is, now that I have this 35 pounds, it's limiting me from going too far forward too, right? Because of the weight, because you got to pull that weight back up and through. And I'm trying not to press through my left hand on this chair. I'm just trying to lightly keep my palm on the back just to make sure that I am stable. Oh yeah, this is nice. Here we go. I love doing backside chain. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Left foot forward, right foot back. I should dress up as her for our 80s party.
Oh goodness. And make that entrance.
Yeah. I like to kick. I like to stretch. I need a curly wig though. So
Halloween,
same thing.
we can find one.
Probably. So again, sinking the back knee, chest is up nice and tall. I don't know what's going on with these lunges today. They feel friggin' great. 15 pounds and I'm feeling, I thought I was tired. I guess I'm not. As soon as you start to move, right after this, I'll be like, whoa. Well, I can't be whoa because I have a client coming over. That would be wrong. And I couldn't anyways when I'm around the clients, up and through. They just channel that energy because they're working so hard. Like they're working so hard. Left foot forward, right foot back. Set 3 of 4. How we doing?
Good.
It's a big series. It's a big series. I know. Right? Remember though, this is why we do it together. Some of the days you're going to be like, oh my God. And then some of the days you're going to be like, oh my God. Up and through. Okay. Some of these big back and forths, I know, right? Maybe it's hard to stay engaged. Maybe just the volume is like, oh my Lord. Inhale to exhale. But we're choosing complementary exercises, right? The lunges is focusing on the anterior, the front portion. These guys focusing on the back or posterior chain, bending at the knees. Round 4 of 4, we have 4 exercises. And after we do this, we've only got 2 more. Like we're almost there.
Whew.
Let's try some 20s. What do you got?
20.
Nice. Right foot forward, left foot back, chest up, knee down. This is a way better leg day than glutes to go.
Yeah,
Well, I just mean for the camera.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, glutes to go was glutes. Yeah. It was just bum cheeks. If you haven't done that one, maybe check it out on the off.
Don't do it tomorrow.
No. We got you covered for the next 3 weeks after this. You may want to be throwing in some mobility, some cardio outside of this. Okay. But when we do take a break in October between the series, maybe they can try it then. I got sweat dripping down my chin.
My elbow.
Oh, is it cranky?
No, it's just elbow
Oh, it's
sweat.
sweat. It's sweat. Okay.
Elbow sweat.
Bending at the knees, right foot forward, left foot back. Right hand has the dumbbell. Roll that right shoulder back. Lock it in. Whew, big breath in. Tip of the hips. Right, so we're marking that dumbbell right on top of that right foot. Leading up with the left leg. Left leg is straight. Hips are both looking to the ground. Pull that right arm into place. Okay, I love you're using back on this one. Inhale to exhale. I felt my triceps this morning. Just enough this week. Leading up with the heel. Push through, right heel, up, 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 up. And when you're coming up, full hip extension, meaning you're standing all the way up and then folding forward again. Okay, you're standing all the way up. You're not arching back. Right on. Let's move that over to the left side so it'll be ready for us. Woo. Woof. 20 pounds. Bend it. Extend it. Left foot forward, right foot back. Okay. Chest up, big breath in. Dip it and drive it. What a way to end the week. We're 1/4 done already. Honestly, we just got to keep trudging along, because what's going to happen is after next week, you'll be like, how are we already halfway done? And then when we're done on the first week of October and we take a break, it's going to be like, okay, we need you guys back. I know. And we need you guys back as well. Trust me. Trust me. We need you guys back. So again, bracing through the belly, contact through the left heel, not the left toe. If you're having trouble, peel your toes off the ground. Put your toe tips up to the ceiling. That'll help you mitigate. One more. You guys ready? Bend at the knees. Pick up that big arms. Again, if you're using your bands, same thing. Don't hinge at the hips. Bend at the knees to get your weight. Left foot forward. Right foot elevate. Push through your heel. I want you to go back to your left heel. Soft bend in that left leg. Okay? Do not ever lock out those legs. Where's your left arm? Roll it back, chest up. Inhale. Right? Activate through the, doesn't it feel different when you say left heel? Right there. Right? Inhale. And exhale. Really is a great way. You're going to have the weekend. If you are 5 of 5 today, weekend to recover, right? Meeting again on Monday. We will release the schedule video this weekend. Nice. Moving into sumos. I'm going to move this chair out of the way. We showed you what the sumo looked like with the band. You can do 1 dumbbell or 2. Cheryl's doing a goblet hold. The feet are wide. The toes are out at 45. The knees have to terminate. See how my feet are too narrow? The knees have to terminate over the ankles at the bottom. Okay? You got to drive your knees over your toes by opening up at the hips. Let me show you. You don't. Oh, ew, that stung. Ooh, that stung. What do I always say? Just shows me I'm still alive. I remember going out in Timmins and it was like minus 900. And I'm like, I'm alive. I'm alive. It's okay. It's okay. So the knees are over the toes. There's a slight welt on my leg, but I'm actually okay with it. The next move is an iso hold. So if you want to keep the band under your feet, if you want to keep the dumbbell in your hand, my advice, which isn't worth much, try just holding the position for now, okay? Because what happens with this position is that people don't get down low enough or they wink their tailbones. So your booty has to be out, your chest is up, your depth, you're trying to match your hip crease to your knee, you're shifting back onto your heels, the outside of your runner, inner thigh. So what I want you to focus on is move mass in the up and down sumo, and then lock in some body weight stuff. You're praying.
Yeah, I'm praying for this to be over.
Well, one day it will be. Not today.
Just this.
When you find me in the
today.
club with the bottle full of bub, don't do that. Don't do that. Lock it out. Okay, so I think I'm going to do shoulder stacked. I'm going to try some 20s. I'm going to put them on my traps. I'm going to walk my feet out, round 2. Okay, toes are out at 45. Hips are blocked back, chest is up. I'm going to shoot my hips back and allow that weight to melt me down. into that nice deep sumo. Okay, great for the inner thighs, great for the glutes. But you have to know where to power up and through. Okay, so I want you to focus on inner thigh and then booty. And again, please stop with the hyperextensions at the top. Don't fling this forward. We don't need that. Inhale to exhale. Focus on the drivers. Right? Sink it down. Up and through. Now you can go much faster than we are. You can go much faster. I like to mitigate with heavier weights.
Look at your shadow. You look huge.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So massive.
Hey, I have never shied away from being a big girl. Whoa, the bigger, the better. Honestly.
So you move closer, so you look bigger now.
I did
You
that.
totally did.
I like taking up
Look at the difference in our shadows.
Well, I like taking up space though. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Like a frog.
Well, at least we can actually like see that I am holding a proper. Yeah. As are you.
Right.
You're just like a mini version of me. You're like a
I can
mighty,
move closer too.
a mighty mini. No. You stay back there. I got this. This burns so much. The knees want to fold in. So you got to push those bad boys out. They're vibrating. Oh, Sarah's going to like this one. Sarah. Push through your heels. Sacre mal. I want heavier weights on my body. I just want to feel heavier weights on my body. I got some 25. Just going to lay them right on my traps. Toes out. I'm using the weights to push me down. I'm working to stand up. I'm using the weights to push me down, to stand up. Okay. The bands don't push you down. They allow you to sink down. You have to work here. My heart rate is up because of the 50 pounds on my frame. I love it. I love when we're in these positions, working whatever range of motion we can handle, pushing whatever weight we can handle. Inhale to exhale, knowing that like we're almost done. We're almost done the first week. Day 5 under the belt. Please keep commenting, right? So I really slide one at a time. That's the thing about shoulder stack sometimes. It's getting it up. Are we coming back off this one? Thank you. Just hold. Right here. The camera loves us when we're doing ISOs. Yeah. Stay still. Cheryl and I were mitigating the workouts and she was like, wall sits. And I'm like, oh, yes. But so we kind of like mitigated into an ISO, which is the same thing. It's just complementary of the sumo lift. So we can really get in there and just annihilate. Salah. But not Salah, because you can't stop us. No, sink it. Oh, it burns. Oh, look. I'm starting to do a bit of a jig.
My same leg. What's going on?
Bit of a jig, because it's our left side.
Even it is.
It's our left side, and we are not left side dominant. Okay, I'm going to stay with 25s. Holy Hannah. Bending at the knees. Fling those bad boys up. Right, holding at the dumbbells. Let's go. Okay, last 45. Do you, boo? Do you, please? Is you this? Right, because it's the last one. Oh, you're holding the kettlebell. Very challenging too. Yeah, you could goblet hold that too if you wanted to put the handle.
I could, but it's slippery in my
Fair enough.
Slide.
Okay.
So I had to switch.
I love how we have conversations during the last big push. You could hold that differently. Oh, 13 seconds. The speed is cardio for me. The muscles are feeling the same. I'm feeling stuff in my back, having to hold my torso up. I want you guys to be aware of that stuff too. The sumos aren't just inner thighs and glutes, right? You're holding weight up here. That's a lot of spine.
But it's also a big muscle group, so
it's huge.
you're using more lung, more blood.
And oxygen. Whoop. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is, every day,
I
5
see
days a week.
end of timer right there.
Yeah,
It
this
says
is our
end
last.
of timer.
Yeah, this is the
30
last one.
seconds.
Can you shift it down a bit lower, please? Oh, you can growl at me. I have no issues with that. Knees, pop them open, drop the crotch. I just want to feel this moment. Whoa, whoa. Push on the outside of your runner so you're light on the arches. Please struggle with us. Please struggle with us.
3.
Yes. Oh, that left foot.
Hips.
Let's take a moment. You have options on the stretch. You can either go to your wall, grabbing the outside foot, drawing your heel into your bum. Just make sure that your knee stays over your hip. If you can't do what Cheryl's showing you, modification. Get that chair, leg up, put your hip out.
You're sweaty.
You're dirty. That's it. I thought it
I'm
was
what?
sweat.
I'm dirty.
It's the dumbbells.
Oh.
They got black on your shirt. Release it. Other side. Yeah, you can switch over if you want. I'll take a look at your bum cheeks. Okay, you can do that, but you better make sure that you have good balance so you can focus more so on the depth of your stretch than on the balance component of it. Hey!
I'm not like that.
I am doing that because I have to push my hips out on this stretch to open up the hip flexor. Let's take that off. We'll go to the wall, but we'll do a stretch together. Okay, if you guys can't do what Cheryl's gonna do,
I don't know what Cheryl's going to do.
Cheryl's gonna bring out that outside foot. Make sure the foot goes above your kneecap. Sit and then forward fold. If it's too much, again, you can use your chair and then just fold in towards your ankle. So that's a great modification. The big thing that I always say is guts to ankle. So you want to push your guts in. You don't want to bury your head down, okay? Because we're trying to open up that hip. Inhale to exhale to round your spine. Roll your shoulders, flip it over. Yes, we will be doing calves next week. They had a question. I know they did. They're like, where's the calves? Right?
That was in the original plan, but
It was in the original
you
plan.
get these moments where all of a sudden it's like, bleh.
That's
And
the
there's the program.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Like when you're starting to design the programs, you start with an idea, but then if it's not complementary,
Yeah.
because there's a flow to this stuff too.
Mhm.
Just like there's a flow to songs, or there's a flow to a meal that has stages in it, right? Inhale to exhale to round it up. You got her. So just a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. We can go here. Now, if you're able to go, it's a Hindi squat, going all the way down, putting your elbows into your knees. Okay. If you cannot do that, absolutely, that's fine. You can stay on your chair. There's so many ways to do this. Put your hands and just push out and forward fold. Right here. Same thing. You're just not having to hold yourself in that down position. A lot of people struggle with deep
Yeah.
squats.
Well, I can really, it's almost like a little pain
Yeah.
in my hip.
Yeah.
Nothing that I want to come out of.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go any deeper.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the timer to see when the stretch was over. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is stretching. It's not time.
Roll it out.
It's over.
You got her. Those are the stretches that we're going to go through with today. If you want to stay and do some more, you can do some forward folds. You can do some back and forths, right? Whatever feels good to you guys right now. They may want to hit some stretching for the other muscle groups that are still sore. You look a bit pale.
I feel pale.
Yeah, you got dizzy, eh?
Yeah.
That's from us standing up too fast. Like it's a regular occurrence. We're good.
It's like standing up in the morning and cracking. And
Coming off the
it's
couch.
just-
It's a thing. She's good, right? You're good? Okay, we'll keep an eye on her. Don't worry about it. Thank you for joining us on the live or on the hashtag replay. Keep commenting. The community feels great. I
Yeah,
love the
it's
community.
fabulous.
You guys are doing
Yeah.
amazing. 161 subscribers. Plus, there's other people who haven't subscribed but are viewing the videos. If you subscribe, it's a whole lot easier to be interactive and to get notifications when we do release programs and bonus programs. So do what works for you. We would love if you guys stay with us, and we'll see you on week
Have a great weekend.